Today we have a 2025 Toyota Crown Platinum. In this video, I'll talk about what the Crown is, how I feel about the interior space, and what it's like to drive it.
The past 10 years have been very interesting for Toyota. The brand went from making plain, vanilla vehicles to releasing interesting cars, at least from the design perspective. The Crown is no different. When you first look at it from a distance, you see an attractive, yet another sedan, but as you come closer, the extra cladding and higher ground clearance makes it look like a lifted crossover sedan, reminding Subaru Outback Sedan or a Volvo S60 Cross Country. Remember them? Right, that's how successful they were. Anyways, the Crown is built on TNGA-K platform, the same that the Camry, Lexus ES or the RX are built on, among others, and comes with an all-wheel drive system. Now, you have two powertrains to choose from, a 236 horsepower variant with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder and a eCVT, or a 340 horsepower hybrid max, which features a 2.4-liter turbo and a 6-speed conventional automatic. You get typical for most cars in the segment, McPherson strut front suspension and multi-link setup in the back, and the top-of-the-line Platinum trim gets adaptive dampers and rear-wheel steering.
Now, before we talk how it all works together, let's take a look inside and talk about the interior space.
The interior of the Crown is a big step ahead compared to Toyotas from the past, and it might be a bold statement, but you could easily slap a Lexus badge on the steering wheel and sell it as a luxury product. You get a good mix of various materials, the build quality is great, and the cabin feels very solid and well put together. Another thing you will appreciate is how easy it is to interact with this car and use it. You get physical controls for all core functions, the storage across the cabin is great, including door pockets and center console, and the visibility up front is good. I can also say that finally technology in a Toyota product isn't frustrating to live with and works as intended, with the new Toyota Connected System, which features friendly user interface and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The only thing to improve is the JBL sound system that is very bass heavy and lacks clean mid-tones. Heated and cooled front seats provide great comfort and can accommodate basically any body type, and moving to the back, you get all you need. Heated seats, plenty of legroom, reasonable headroom, climate vents, and USB-C ports to charge your devices. The trunk is kind of average, but folding back seat will let you fit longer items.
So that was the interior of the Toyota Crown. Let's get it on the road now and see how it drives.
The Crown, being Toyota's largest sedan and being a Toyota, is all about smoothness and comfortable driving experience. Don't let 340 horsepower, adaptive suspension or rear steering fool you. Its main goal is to take you and your passengers from point A to point B in the most comfortable conditions possible. And the Crown excels in that. The ride is super soft, with suspension filtering out all road imperfections extremely well. Even with 21-inch rims that our tester had, the cabin is well isolated, and with a good set of driver assistance features, you can relax and enjoy eating up miles. The transition and power source is pretty much seamless, and the whole powertrain works very smoothly, including the 6-speed automatic. 30 miles per gallon in the city, 34 on highway, and 32 combined are strong results for a vehicle of this size, and Toyota yet again proved that they make the best hybrid powertrains in the industry. Now, when you pop it into Sport S Plus mode, which firms up the dampers and prioritizes performance for the drivetrain, the Crown feels a little bit more agile, but it's gonna understeer everywhere and never rotate on you. Aggressive driving is just not its cup of tea. Something that surprised me though is that the hybrid system was tuned with performance in mind, and the internal combustion engine kicks in relatively early no matter what driving mode you're in, allowing for quick acceleration off the line, and in combination with the electric motor, we get plenty of low-end torque useful for everyday driving. The only question is, do we need all 340 horsepower if the chassis can't handle it? Let's head into the final thoughts and talk about it. The Crown is the most upscale Toyota you can buy in the US, and while some may question its existence and a $55K price tag for the model I tested, I know people who, let's say, are not flashy and would pick this as their daily. And if you look at the limited model with a 236 horsepower drivetrain being $9,000 cheaper, it becomes a much more interesting proposition. It offers everything you want from a daily: just enough power, great fuel economy, comfortable cabin, fantastic ride quality, and technology that isn't overwhelming but is there to help you. Now, the design is another story, and it might be a little hard to sell this thing to a more conservative clientele, but the choice is yours. Pricing starts at $41,000 for the base XLE trim and $55,000 for the Platinum that I tested.
If you have any questions about the Crown, feel free to drop a comment and I'll answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.